What's good, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting. And it's not even close. As you can see, we have left the friendly confines, and we are back on the road. PGA Tour live this week, but your boy will be doing the Korn Ferry Tour today live on the Golf Channel at noon Eastern as the best players in the world play on the PGA Tour and the Korn Ferry Tour. End of story. Now, coming off a kind of a ho-hum day at the brand yesterday, way too many X's for my liking, but between the morning show and Early Edge in 5, we were able to come out kind of around the even part. But again, the winning days we've been having, that was not one of our best days. But we always talk about a bounce-back Thursday, and I got to bring in my heavy hitters. Come on, first and foremost, live from Nashville, Tennessee, the penthouse level. M Squared, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, everybody. My favorite thing to say, more day baseball. It's a beautiful Thursday here in Nashville. Hopefully it is wherever you are as well. Let's get to it.
I just saw an article that said Nashville is going to be the next big sports city and to have every big organization. Is that true, Mikey? Is that going to happen?
They're working on it. Definitely working on it.
Damn, I saw that last night. I was like, I'm here for it. I might have to move to Nashville. Who knows? Now, next, live, he is our baseball aficionado, Johnny B. John Bollman, good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach. Yeah, we got a lot today. We got an Early Edge in 5 later today that I'll be on. We've got a college baseball rundown later today, so a lot to do today, and I'm excited to get to it.
You're damn right. I will preview all of that in a short second, but first, she's up all night grinding over baseball, hockey, Alabama. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning. Happy to be here and excited to see who comes out of this Rangers game tonight.
Oh, are you kidding me? Game 5 back at Madison Square Garden. We'll get to your storyline shortly. But as Johnny said, a full day here at the brand in your feed right now. The Belmont Stakes episode. Gene, Michelle, and myself live right now. Also later today, Early Edge in 5 at 4 p.m. Eastern time. More storylines, more best bets from the night in sports. And then at 4:30 p.m., you want to get ready for college baseball? How about a little Twitter Spaces with Johnny? AB. Is Jake going to be there, Johnny? Is Jake going to be there today?
He will be there.
Yep. All three of you. I love it. 4:30 p.m. Eastern time to get you set for a huge weekend in college baseball. But let's get to storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And where do I start? It's an embarrassment of riches. But if we have day baseball, you know what is one of the most important things? It's the weather. M Squared, you're up first.
All right. It's a very short weather report today. Very quiet day. It's very welcomed after what we've had recently. But 2 big increases today. Los Angeles Dodgers on the road. Chicago White Sox plus 25% across the board. Home run hitting, run scoring, everything. Just absolutely fantastic hitting conditions there today. And then the New York Yankees still on the road in Minnesota. This one's important here. It doesn't really have a massive impact on overall run scoring, but it does on home run hitting. Plus 25% in terms of home run hitting. Big news with these 2 lineups that have a lot of power.
Yeah, if anybody follows Mad Max, you know that he's been hitting some big home run parlays, so the weather could impact those parlays if you like to play those, what he calls lotto parlays. But the other night he hit plus 17,000. Crazy. All right, now you got the weather on one hand, but you have health on the other. It's time for the bullpen report. Johnny, you're up.
Yeah, let's do it, Coach. So Mike Trout left early 2 nights ago. He's listed as day-to-day. The Angels obviously can't lose any more players right now. Travis d'Arnaud was out yesterday with a forearm injury. He's listed as day-to-day. That's big for the Braves. They do have William Contreras you can catch, but d'Arnaud's been hitting for them. Kike Hernandez was added to the IL for the Red Sox with a hip injury. That's a big loss at the top of their lineup. Both Brandon Drury and Nick Senzel were out last night for the Reds with injuries, and both are listed as day-to-day. Tyler Stevenson was also out yesterday, but only for rest, and that's probably a big reason why the Reds were shut out. Colton Wong was out of the lineup yesterday for the Brewers. He's listed as day-to-day. The Brewers just can't seem to catch a break. It seems like every time they get a player back in the lineup, they lose a player right now. And Max Muncy is expected to be activated off the IL either today or this weekend, so look for him to be back in the lineup.
Every injury you just said affected or is going to affect these games. They're so important. I was so frustrated last night watching the D-backs and the Reds until I went back and looked and said, hey, you didn't do your homework. Even those on the show have to do our homework. Johnny, thank you very much. Now, the Colorado Avalanche, easy for me to say, they're just sitting back at home, just kicking back, having a couple of days off, getting rested, getting fresh. However, Allie, on the other side of the country, we have an incredibly compelling series between the Lightning and the Rangers. Game 5 back in New York tonight. Give me your storyline.
Okay, so obviously the Rangers going to Game 5, but the reason that is because you can see that the road splits have been very cited for whoever the home team is has won all or both games of the series. And then looking at the Rangers at home, they've only lost one game this whole playoff. So in the Tampa Bay Lightning, they're only 4-4 on the road. So I think that's something definitely interesting to consider. And just a little side tidbit about the Avalanche. They are the only team that has yet to lose a game on the road this season. So definitely something to look at.
How about that for your official Chick-fil-A nugget of the day? Thank you, Allie, very, very much. Now, it's time to get to our board, and there's nothing we like more than the challenge of a bounce back Thursday. But before we get to our board, we have grown so much. We've got to pay those pesky little bills. So here's a word from one of our partners. And we are back. All right, 2 big plays today from SportsLine itself. And if you are not a SportsLine member, what are you doing? We can only lead you to the water. We can't help you drink. Let's go. All of our analysts, all of our cappers, all of our simulations for one very, very low monthly price. So today, we're going to go to that Lightning and Rangers game. And coming off the storyline from Allie, why wouldn't we do this? And the number, it's a plus number. Plus 105 on the Rangers. Love them. 8-1 at home. I'll take the percentages. Then, CONCACAF Nations League Soccer. Now, our very quiet soccer capper, Brant Sutton, he's never on the show. He always is behind the scenes, but he is a savage just like the Guru and just like Buckets. We're going to go Canada and Curacao over 2.5. Now, in Canada's last 7 games, they've gone over 2 goals in all of them. So all we need is a third goal tonight. We'll take that. 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, so a late start in the Nations League. Now, you know on Thursdays, his favorite thing is day baseball. My favorite thing is introducing him. So M squared, let's get it started. You know the drill, son. A little touchy on the neck today. Give it to me.
All right, Coach. Somebody in the chat mentioned opening night for CFL. And you know what? I'm missing football a little bit too. So I'm going to give you the equivalent of taking a plus 12.5 road dog in the NFL today. That's going to be the St. Louis Cardinals team total over 2.5 minus 120, where I played it this morning on MGM. Love this spot here for them, despite the matchup with Shane McClanahan from the Rays. So I'm going to talk about McClanahan quickly. Look, he's been pretty good in terms of actual weighted on base average, but what I'm still looking at is the barrel rate. That barrel rate is over 4.5%, which is twice as high as it should be relative to where his weighted on base average numbers are. If you look at batted ball pitchers that have had over 100 batted ball events, he's not even in the top 40 of starting pitchers. This number was 7 last year, and we're definitely expecting it to trend closer to that and end over 5. And then what I really want to focus on, though, he's going to give up the platoon advantage. You're going to see the Cardinals out here with 8 of 9 right-handed bats. That's going to force McClanahan to throw the fastball a little bit more. He already throws at 37%. But so far, 370 weighted on base average against that fastball is identical to last season. And what I think is happening here, his vertical movement on the fastball last year, 13.3 inches. This year, it's down to 11.9. I think it's because he's focusing a lot more on trying to throw 4 pitches. And I think he's going to leave 1 or 2 of them over the plate here. This Cardinals lineup has plenty of power against left-handed pitching. We're taking team total over 2.5 runs, minus 120.
With every passing second, I was kind of walking backwards with my first pick. But your storyline and your pick is the reason that my first pick exists. So I'm going to go right now, and I've got the Rays, and it's juicy. Man, I don't like doing this, but I can't go on the run line today, and I love this matchup. Yeah, the Cardinals might score 3, and I expect them to do that. But I think the Rays, the Cardinals pitcher, Mikolas, he has not been good lately. Yes, he is a former star, a former kind of an ace, but not anymore. So I'll lay the 75 cents, even though it scares me just a little bit because it is Thursday, and we know what Johnny and M squared have taught us about Sundays and Wednesdays and Thursdays. But I'm taking the Rays, and I'm confident, minus 175. Then my second play today, I'm going to go with the Rockies and the Giants over to the 8. This pitching matchup, anytime you have Logan Webb, the total is going to come down, but he is not the pitcher that he used to be also. And sometimes you have these times like 3 or 4 weeks before the books catch up with the lagging pitchers. This is one of those days. We'll take the over 8 minus 108. All right. Now, where do I go next? Well, I'm going to go to Atlanta. And if I go to Atlanta, then I've got to go to Alabama, which is right next door. Allie, you're up.
Okay, so today I'm going to go with the Braves and the Pirates over 8, and that's kind of move up to 8.5, but I would still definitely look at it there. But the over is 19-9-2 in Braves home games, and JT Brubaker, he made 1 start in Atlanta last season, and he gave up 7 earned runs. So, I mean, if that happens, that's like 7 out of the 8 that you need there. And then Max Fried, he's done well for the Braves this season, but 4 of his last 5 starts have gone over, and obviously just it's more likely to go over there in Atlanta with all the hitting conditions there. But I also think the Pirates bullpen should present a few more scoring opportunities, and the Braves give up their opponents an average of 4.72 runs per game at home, and the Pirates give up 5.38 on the road. So I definitely think that the over at 8 or 8.5 is a good move today.
See, I love that you made this play, Allie, because this shows a lot of people at home, just like what I said with San Francisco, just because you see a name that used to be really good or still is, doesn't mean that overs can't come in. And you just said that 19-9-2. You dug a little deeper, and we appreciate that. Now, the Maestro spot, we all know how coveted it is, and this man is really starting to feel himself lately, and I'm here for it. Johnny, bring it home.
Yeah, Coach, and speaking of fading names, that's exactly what we're going to do today. Red Sox plus 110 against the Angels. We've now cashed fading the Angels in 7 straight games. We were against them in their last game against the Angels. We were against them in all 3 losses against the Phillies and all 3 losses against the Red Sox. There's no reason to stop fading them right now. Nick Pivetta has been dominant since the first month of the season. He's pitched 6 straight quality starts, including 7 scoreless in his last outing. Shohei Ohtani has been extremely inconsistent this season. He's allowed 9 earned runs and 5 yabos in his last 9 innings pitched. The Red Sox bullpen isn't in great shape, but that's what happens when you're winning a lot. The Red Sox now won 7 straight games in 8 of their last 10. I'll take the Red Sox at plus money against a team who's lost 14 straight games any day of the week. Fade the Angels until they win.
Before I started the early edge, I was always taught, or I was always told, oh, eventually you got to stop playing a team. But you guys have taught me why. Why do we have to stop catching? Eventually we'll lose, but I'll take 7-1 or 8-1. I'll take it. I'll take it. Love it, Johnny. All right, grab your paper, grab your pencils. Here is the recap, courtesy of the jeweler on the 1s and the 2s. It looks absolutely glorious. M squared, Cardinals team total over 2.5 minus 120. Johnny, Red Sox plus 110. Alabama on the over with the Pirates and the Braves. Cashing with me, Rays money line. Little juicy, I know. Be careful. Rockies, Giants over 8 minus 108. Then 2 plays from SportsLine. Rangers on the money line. That's on the ice. And then on the pitch, Canada and Curacao over 2.5 goals minus 135. Now, I've got to have the gem explained to me. Jeweler, show your face. Oh, there is our.
Hit with that. I forgot to have that on the soundboard, Coach, because we're going to the RBC Canadian Open, and we're going to take a Canadian in a round 1 3-ball for this afternoon. Adam Svensson over Andrew Novak and Braden Thornberry. That is plus 130 on Caesar Sportsbook. Svensson, an absolute flusher. He's a younger guy on the PGA Tour. And, Coach, you know a great way to scout talent on the tour, right?
Yes.
You look at who is on their bag. Who is on Svensson's bag? It's usually Tim Tucker, who was Bryson DeChambeau's caddy. These caddies are around. They're smart. They knew who the young guys are, that they will make money if they're working their bag. So I'm going to follow Tim Tucker. I'm going to be on Adam Svensson's bag. We're going to get some action in this first round. Svensson over Novak and Thornberry.
I like it. I like it. Bryson making news yesterday, going to live. Guess what? We're not going to miss him at the PGA Tour. He was a pain in the butt anyway. I did like him, but he was a pain in the butt. Good luck, Bryson. Good luck, Patrick. All right, Jeweler, thank you very much. Now, Don't forget, later today, we've got Early Edge in 5 at 4 Eastern time. We got Twitter Spaces with AB, Johnny, and Jake getting you set for the weekend. Super Regionals in college baseball. And then live in your feed right now, the Belmont Stakes episode with yours truly, Gene and Michelle. So we have you covered top to bottom. So there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, I love them all. M Squared, Alabama, Johnny B, and the jeweler on the ones and the twos, and he's always running the brand. I am the coach. There's only one sports betting show and brand you even need to worry about. 7 days a week, 365 right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.